Hey everyone, welcome back to She Tried It. I recently posted on my community tab about how I became a lifetime member with WW. All of you encouraged me to share more about my wellness and weight loss journey. I'm sure becoming a lifetime member means a lot of things, but the biggest thing it meant to me is that as long as I don't go 2 pounds over my goal weight, my membership is free. Speaking of WW, I just got back from going to the studio to do my monthly weigh-in, and now it's time for breakfast. Today for breakfast, I'm having a smoothie bowl, which has been an addition of mine for months now. I have slightly different variations of it, but this is my breakfast version. Just a quick summary for those not familiar with how WW works. They recently changed the program to personal points to make it more personalized for each member. After taking a quick assessment, I've come up with these foods as my 0-point foods. As you can see, I recently added beans because I was really missing them like crazy. With these being my 0-point foods, I have 16 points I can use every day. With the new plan, that 16 points can vary. I can add a point for each non-starchy vegetable I eat, which I try to do every day, but I tend to slack it up a bit on the weekends. And I can add a point for drinking 64 fluid ounces or 8 cups of water in a day. Personally, I don't keep track of that because honestly, I just forget. And if I'm being honest, my water intake on the weekends is almost non-existent, so maybe I should track it. Anyways, during the week, I meal prep my lunches every day. They always tend to be fairly low in points, so I easily stay under my 16-point mark Monday through Fridays. On the weekends, I tend to let loose a bit, but with WW, that's totally normal and expected. Even though 16 points is the amount of daily points I get, I have something called a healthy eating zone. This just means I don't want to eat less than 8 points in a day, and I don't want to eat more than 26 points in a day. Since this is the weekend, we're going to get pretty close to that 26 number. All in all, I've been thriving on Weight Watchers. I've been with the program since March of 2021 and have lost over 20 pounds. If you've been looking for something to help with your weight loss or wellness goals, I highly recommend WW. Now, the smoothie bowl. It's so filling and addicting. I just add one of these little non-fat Greek yogurt cups I get from Walmart into a food processor. They're super cheap and 0 points for me. Then I go in with 1 frozen banana, again 0 points, and because of my smoothie bowl addiction, I buy bananas like crazy every time I go to the grocery store, as you can kind of see in the background. I then add a cup of wild blueberries, also 0 points. Pay close attention that I said wild blueberries. After having these, the regular ones taste like trash to me now. Anyways, I blend all this up until it's nice and smooth and I put it into a bowl. Don't worry, the points are coming in later. Now for the points. I'm a huge fan of these 2 granolas from Target. One is dark chocolate and the other is salted caramel. I add about a 1/3 cup of that on top for a whopping total of 4 points. I also pair this with a nice warm cup of tea. Today's make is from a Canadian crochet designer named Colleen of Evolve Crochet. I don't have many facts on Colleen, but I do know that she's been crocheting for 20 plus years and knitting for about 5 years. She also has some gorgeous patterns available on Ravelry, Etsy, and Lovecrafts. As always, her pattern library for each platform will be linked in the description box below. So I didn't know about the tester call for this pattern, but it was hard to ignore the completed work from the testers of this pattern. It literally took me about 2 completed cloud crop talks for me to say to myself, oh yeah, I'm definitely making that in the future. It uses air and weight yarn, which is not typically a selling point for me when it comes to crochet patterns, but it had the look of knit. It didn't seem bulky at all, even though it required the use of a rather bulky yarn. I also loved how snuggly and warm it seemed. This pattern is written for sizes extra small to 5XL, which I think is pretty size inclusive. So let's give Colleen some props for that. As you can see, this top is made in pieces that you seam together. Again, not typically a selling point for me, but I really do love how it turned out. I don't believe I made any modifications to this pattern. It's already cropped, there is no need to modify that, and it had this gorgeous ribbing that already looked like knit, so I didn't need to modify that either. This top is perfect for any advanced beginner crocheter looking to get into making garments. It has a very easy construction and it looks more complicated than it actually is. Since I finished weaving in all the ends and got everything assembled, I decided to throw it on and head over to one of my favorite coffee shops for lunch. I got a delicious grilled cheese sandwich and some apple slices. This is where some guessing kind of comes into play for WW. But I do know their sandwiches are made with fresh sourdough bread, American cheese, and Gouda cheese, so I always count this as 12 points. And of course, the apples are 0 points. I like to think of myself as a bit of a fruit addict, so I'm lying, I always sneak another apple from home. I used the rest of my time at the coffee shop to make progress on another make that y'all will be seeing very soon. I'm not even close to being done with it yet, but if it comes out like I'm picturing in my head, it's gonna be amazing. First, I have to shout out y'all. Thank you so much to everyone that's been engaged on my community tab. For this make, I told y'all that I wanted to make a sweater and I gave y'all 3 color options and y'all were so helpful. I know the details I provided were extremely vague, but it sounded like we were all in agreement to go with this blue color. The yarn I showed y'all is exclusively from none other than We Crochet, who is again sponsoring today's video. This yarn is called Bravo Worsted and the color is Celestial. I used Brava Sport recently to make the mezzo cardigan. Even though that was a thinner version of this yarn, I can officially say that I'm a fan of the whole Brava line. Similarly to the other versions of Brava, Brava Worsted has a fiber content of 100% premium acrylic. You're able to machine wash it and tumble dry it on low. It comes with 218 yards for every 100 gram skein. Also, this blue y'all selected is absolutely perfect. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would have chosen it for myself, but I'm so glad I did. But let's be real, with the huge color selection this line has, I think it's almost impossible to make a bad color choice. I'm now home for dinner, and that's when I tend to keep things pretty simple, whether it's the weekend or not. I almost always tend to go for a chicken bowl. This one in particular will have some brown rice and black beans that I heat up in the microwave for 0 points. Then I defrost some broccoli for not only 0 points, but I also get a point back for eating a cup of non-starchy veggies. And then I add a bit of Tyson chicken, either grilled or the blackened version, and I heat that up on the stove. Today I'm going with the grilled version, again for 0 points. I like to add a bit of this seasoning because it gives the chicken a bit of pizzazz. No bowl is complete without some sauce, so I heated up 2 tablespoons of Tostito cheese for 2 points and added some volume to it by mixing it up with some salsa for 0 points. The outcome of this is absolute perfection. Before y'all start thinking I'm done eating for the day, I end off the night with 2 of these delicious ice cream bars from Target. Because, as I've stated many times before, I love to eat. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to check the description box below for all the things I mentioned in this video. And if you happen to get your hands on this cloud crop top pattern, let me know how it turns out. If you like the format of this video, let me know that too. I'm going to be eating regardless, and I have no problem sharing it with y'all. I can't wait for all this year has to bring each of us individually. I pray God moves in each of our lives in ways we don't even expect. Until next time, see you in my next video. Bye!